Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Urban Review, presented by the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development, and I'm your host, Marcel Arbuckle, founder and executive director of the center. We're extremely honored and pleased to become a part of WHPR TV 33 and become a part of the family, and we want to give a special thank you to Mr. Watkins and the team here at WHPR for all of your support in helping us get Urban Review from concept to reality. The first thing I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development, or CUYFD as we like to call it now. In order to do that, I need to tell you a few things about me. I was motivated to launch the center after publishing the book titled I Have a Story to Tell, and which happens to be my autobiography. Now, like all of you, I have lived that have lived beyond 10 years or so. I have an interesting events that have occurred. But what makes my story extra special and unique is that I was abandoned at age 2 with my 3-year-old and 4-year-old brothers. We were literally left standing on the steps of the city courthouse of Gary, Indiana on a cold fall day, very much like today. Now, can you imagine 3 little boys just standing there on the steps of the city courthouse, people walking past us, not noticing us, or if they did notice us, it was because we were raggedy and torn and all by ourselves. But what happened that was a tragedy suddenly became a triumph. And that was because the person who discovered us standing there was not some sexual predator, not a pedophile, not somebody that would have sold us into black market slavery or worse. No, it happened to be a social worker. And that lady took us to what was then called the Lake County Child Welfare Agency, and we were placed into this new system called foster care. In 1960, the foster care system was only 2 years old, having been established in 1958. And so back in those days, they literally put you in a car and drove you around to the few people that were certified and licensed to be foster care parents, and they took us to a home, and those individuals looked at us and said, well, we have just one spare bedroom with twin beds, so we can only take 2. We'll take the 2 youngest. So not only did we suffer the abuse of being abandoned by our parents, but also the tragedy of being separated from our oldest sibling. Well, here we are over 50 years later, and things have gone well for me. My foster care experience was just exactly what the well-meaning bureaucrats and developers of the system had planned. My brothers and I lived, my brother and I lived with that same family until we were 18 years old and graduated from high school and went off to college. I had an opportunity to attend Indiana University, which is a Big Ten school, graduate, and start working at Ford Motor Company. I went back to school at night and received an MBA from Central Michigan. I'm married to a beautiful lady named Barbara. I have a son and a daughter and some wonderful grandchildren. So I've had a positive and productive life. But my life is not the typical story for individuals in foster care. First, most youth in foster care experience a minimum of 4 to 5 home changes and relocations during their life in the system, which also includes changes in their schools, and many have even more. Secondly, 65% of the young men that age out of the foster care system don't transition into college as I did. Rather, 65% of the boys that transition out of foster care transition into prison. 45% of the young women transition out of the foster care system into prostitution, homelessness, substance abuse, unwanted pregnancy, and other ills. Shockingly, until just a couple of years ago, youth exiting the foster care system exited at age 18 with no assistance or support beyond whatever plan that individual had developed for themselves. Those shocking statistics reflect that youth transitioning out of foster care have worse results in every category than their peers, from incarceration to health disease to substance abuse and addiction to unemployment and poverty. Now, fortunately, the Jim and Andy Casey Foundation filed a class action lawsuit against the child welfare systems across the United States on behalf of youth in foster care, citing those statistics. The courts agreed that not enough was being done for the 20,000 individuals aging out across the system each year, and they made an extension of the age for support to age 21, and then later it was expanded to age 23. Also, programs have been developed at many universities and colleges across the country to assist youth and help them be successful and complete post-secondary education. Here in the state of Michigan, any young person that was a part of the foster care system for 1 day past reaching the age of 15 is provided free college tuition. In 2007, yours truly faced some extremely serious health conditions that included cancer, cardiac vascular disease, and an abdominal aortic aneurysm. That required me to have some major surgeries and be off from my business planning position at Ford Motor Company for an extended period of time. When I returned to work in 2008, it was the middle of the Great Recession, and within 90 days I was being tapped on the shoulder for a buyout after 27 years of service and only 36 months until full retirement. During that time off, I wrote and published I Have a Story to Tell. And when I reviewed the book, I concluded that it was a roadmap of how I made it through the foster care system, as well as how I preserved, met, and overcame the health challenges and other issues that I was facing. Knowing the challenges that youth in foster care face, I believe that I could share my story with others facing those same challenges and help them, and as a result, we launched the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. Well, the first thing we did was establish a board of directors and create a mission statement. And in our mission statement, we indicated that we know that foster youth emerge from the foster care system vulnerable to substance abuse with little opportunity to obtain higher education and or develop skills. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development empowers youth that are in and transitioning out of the foster care system to overcome the struggles and challenges by providing them with substance abuse prevention, life skills training, and workforce development programs. Drawing on my own life experiences, we open the door to a positive and productive life through education, health, and life skills development. We have a vision that a community where foster children emerge from the system with equal opportunities in education, health, and career. Through our Step Beyond program, foster youth gain valuable tools for approaching their futures with confidence, self-discipline, and a positive attitude. Foster youth are instilled with the value of hard work and to make healthy life decisions informed by spiritual, social, intellectual, and emotional awareness. We believe that character, education, uplift of your fellow man, and perseverance combined with friendship, love, and truth will lead to the three things that everybody wants out of life, and that's peace, happiness, and prosperity. Through our three-pronged approach of working with foster youth, healthcare advocacy, and community activism, we envision a strong community and healthy community that is governed by good public policies, which are not only essential for youth transitioning out of foster care to flourish, but for all youth transitioning into adulthood. Our goals were to provide and are to provide educational development and increase awareness among foster youth through our Step Beyond program, to provide positive role models to increase self-esteem among foster youth, to reduce the youth that are turning to substance abuse by providing structured programs and workforce development activities, to improve the self-sufficiency of youth that are in foster care through the provision of life skills development training and semi-independent living and learning facilities like the one that you saw in the promo. To increase education and awareness for prevention of catastrophic health issues like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease, and conduct fundraising activities to allow us to make contributions to healthcare providers for research and health management, as well as to have the resources and the capacity to carry out our mission and have a positive impact on the population that we serve. We advocate on behalf of the citizens of our community for good public policy that promotes health, safety, and healthy environments for us to live in. Our objectives are to increase the number of program participants who complete high school and enroll into community colleges or four-year universities by 20%. We enroll each year 25 foster youth into our Saturday program and 25 foster youth into our summer Step Beyond program. We want to continue to operate our semi-independent living and learning facilities with resident advisors to accommodate 20% of the youth in our Step Beyond program. We're very excited about the work that we do, and we conduct annual fundraising activities which include health management awareness events which are like our annual prostate cancer survivors golf outing. And we participate in various healthcare advocacy events such as the Substance Abuse Prevention Roundtable and other community awareness coalitions. We're located on Detroit's west side near Wyoming and Puritan at 15827 Indiana Street, and you can reach out to us at our website, which is www.cuyfddetroit.org, or you can look us up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/CUYFD, or contact us on Twitter and Instagram at CUYFD Detroit. And finally, if you just want to talk to somebody, call us at 313-340-3101. So please stay tuned because we will be returning and speaking with our foster care expert, Ms. Stacy Bowens, who is the former director of the Wayne County Department of Health and Human Services, Child Services Division, and currently the executive director of Spectrum Human Services. So we'll be right back after this message from our lead sponsor, Avis Ford.
You will love your Avis Ford, because at Avis Ford, we make it easy to get you your no money down monthly payment right over the phone. We call it Shop by Phone, and it's the best way we know to get you your payment options fast. You want leather and a sunroof? How about an upgrade to all-wheel drive? Just give us a call. Shop online, shop by phone, or visit us at Telegraph at 12 Mile. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD.
Hi, and we're back. I have with me this afternoon a very good friend of mine, Miss Stacy Bowens. And Miss Bowens has a passion for helping others and ensuring the well-being of children and families. She has acted on this passion by working with families impacted by the child welfare system, and her career demonstrates a strong commitment. She has extensive experience as a specialist in management with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, what is now called DHHS. Her career has spanned children protective services, adoption, foster care home licensing and recruitment, child protection, community partners, and juvenile justice. Ms. Bowens serves as one of the first child welfare directors in the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and she most recently worked in the Wayne County as their district manager. Ms. Bowens now serves as the executive director of Spectrum Child and Family Services, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arbuckle, for having me today.
All right. Well, first of all, I got to let everybody in on a little secret, and the fact that the way I met you was working with your mother, Miss Marjorie Bowen, who also has an extensive background in working with child services. Tell us a little bit about it.
I never thought that I would come into this field, but through the work that my mother, Marjorie, has done throughout her life and other family members, I know I was called to be in service to others. So she really inspired me to care about children and to help.
Fantastic. Can you let me and the audience in on a little bit of the statistics and the state of foster care here in Wayne County?
In Wayne County and in the state of Michigan, foster care has improved. There have been some challenges in the past. As you mentioned, I was one of the first child welfare directors that had to help Michigan work through issues where the state of Michigan was sued for the child welfare services that were being provided. But fast forward into the future, a lot of progress has been made, but that doesn't mean that the challenge is over. Right. So right now in Michigan, we have over 13,000 children that are in out-of-home care, in foster care in Michigan. That's a huge number.
That is.
And when you break it down to Wayne County, the community that we serve and care about, we have over 3,000 children in the foster care system. So we still have a need to help our children that are struggling, whose parents are struggling, to help provide them safe and stable homes.
Right. Now, you made a transition from working with the Department of Health and Human Services over to the private sector and working with Spectrum. Can you tell us a little bit about what was involved in that decision?
As you mentioned, I've had a long career with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and I was grateful for those opportunities that were provided. But I needed to do something a little bit different. I wanted the opportunity to be more involved in developing programming for children and families that were impacted by the foster care system, substance abuse issues, and this opportunity opened up for me. One I didn't expect, but it opened up for me to still be able to give and to be a little bit more creative in the work that I do with children and families.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about the resources and the programs that Spectrum has available?
Okay. Spectrum Child and Family Services is an affiliate company of Spectrum Human Services. Spectrum Human Services started in 1976. Our founder cared deeply about disabled adults and adults that had mental health issues. And because of the homes that he started, the Child and Family Services work grew out of that. So out of that, we provide at Spectrum Child and Family Services adoption, foster home licensing, foster care homes. We provide substance abuse treatment and prevention services. We have independent living and semi-independent living programming. We also provide short-term assessment center, our Destiny Center for young girls that are dealing with mental health challenges. We also provide a shelter services for girls that are involved in the foster care system.
Wonderful.
And we also do residential services. So we have a mother teen baby program as well. So we provide the whole continuum of services for our children and families here in Wayne County and throughout the state.
Okay. Well, one of our most intense areas of concern at the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is education.
Yes.
And I know that here in the state of Michigan, there are some special programs. Individuals are given an IEP, and they also are granted some tuition and that kind of thing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
There's multiple services that Spectrum Human Services or Spectrum Child and Family Services provide. We have what we call a Youth in Transition program where we worked with the educational needs of children that are involved in the foster care system. We're also able, in partnership with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, to utilize educational planners. And so those educational planners work with our youth in the foster care system and our case managers to ensure goals identified in the IEP or other educational services are being met.
And the IEP stands for Individual Educational Plan?
Yes.
That's great. All right. The other area that we have a very good interest and focus and concern on is on the emotional state of the young people. One of the things that we highlight is perseverance, the ability to hang in there, to be resilient, not to quit. One of the things that we teach the young people is to know that out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods there be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud, and under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloodied but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the minutes of the years finds and shall find me unafraid, for it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll, because I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. And as we teach the young people to have that type of perseverance and resilience, we look to organizations like yours to help support and carry out our work.
Through many of our programs at Spectrum Child and Family Services, we work with children that have suffered extreme trauma. And we see children that have been impacted by human trafficking and, again, the abuse and neglect issues that are so prevalent in society today. And we teach that same idea, and it's more than just an idea. It really is about how do we help our children to overcome the trauma that they experience and to help them understand that they can be successful.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Bowens, and thank you for all of the work that you do. Thank you for being a part of our show today and informing the community about the services that are available at Spectrum Child and Family Services. So thank you, and right now we're going to go to another commercial, and when we're done, we're going to have a special guest on, Ms. Mashawn Young. So welcome and come right back.
You will love your Avis Ford because at Avis Ford, we make it easy to get you your no money down monthly payment right over the phone. We call it Shop by Phone, and it's the best way we know to get you your payment options fast. You want leather and a sunroof? How about an upgrade to all-wheel drive? Just give us a call. Shop online, shop by phone, or visit us at Telegraph at 12 Mile. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD.
Hey, we're back, and we're back with our special guest, Miss Mashawn Young.
Oh, thank you for
It's so
having
good
me.
to have you here. Miss Mashawn Young is one of Detroit's hottest young artists. She has a brand new CD that's out, and she is a native of Gary, Indiana. And I have a special little secret to share with you about my relationship with Mashawn, in that back in Gary, Indiana, I used to be her Sunday school teacher.
Yes, you did.
So that is a wonderful thing. And now Miss Young has graduated from college and is here in the Detroit area, and she is doing some wonderful things. So I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about yourself. Go ahead.
Wow. Well, this is my second home. Detroit is my second home, from Gary, Indiana. But about this music right now, I'm about the music. As you said, I've been in human resources for some years and decided that this is something I want to get back into. I was traveling with Pastor Marvin Winans for a number of years, backgrounding with him, and decided I'm going to branch out on my own. So that's, I guess, the Cliff Notes version of Mashawn.
Well, fantastic. Well, right now you have a new video out, and it's called Love on Me, and I'm going to give our audience just a little taste of that. So bring on Love on Me.
I've had a hard day at work. It's been a long and rough. Glad it's over. It's the end of the day. 'Cause I've about had enough. I'm on my way to see that man. There's nothing that can relieve my tension like he can. Oh, love on me tonight. Love on me tonight. Love on me. I want you. All this stressing has gotten to my head. Nothing like a good distraction to help me forget the way he talks to me. So sweet, so soft and sweet. And when he looks me in my eyes, my heart skips a beat. Oh, Lord, love on me tonight. Love on me tonight. Love on me, baby. I need it. Oh, my. Oh, it's so real. Oh, it's so right. Can't imagine
Wow, that was fantastic. Oh, tremendous. We're really excited. Now, I understand you also have a new CD coming out.
Yeah, I do. Actually, this one came out, Love, Life, and Experience, Volume 1 came out in April of this year, and the Love, Life, and Experience Volume 2 will be coming out next year. So it's another round of great songs.
All right, and you can your music can be purchased at Best Buy and all of the
Best Buy,
outlets.
all musical digital outlets, and I'm at Michon Music, both Twitter and Instagram.
All right, fantastic. Well, we'll be looking out for you, and hopefully we'll be able to get you back on the show. And we want to thank each and every one for watching Urban Review and ask you to come back to us on November the 23rd when we'll be having our second airing at the same time, same place, Thursday at 3:30. And if you would like to reach out to Spectrum Human Services to be able to provide some support, or if you're looking to be part of an adoption program, call 248-552-8020. And if you're interested in being a home provider for youth that are in and transitioning out of foster care, call 734-367-6806. Thank you for watching our show. Remember that the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is here helping youth navigate life one step at a time. And when you're up against some trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Plant your feet, set your shoulders, and lift your chin and take a brace. And when the worst is bound to happen in spite of all that you can do, remember, you may fail, but you may conquer, so see it through. Black may be the clouds about you and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. When it's vain to try and dodge it in spite of all that you can do, remember, running from it will not save you, so see it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with trouble you'll be set, but remember, you're simply facing what other men have met. So if you fail, fall still fighting, don't give up whatever you do. Keep your eyes to the front, your head high to the finish, and see it through. Thank you, and we'll be back next week.